We're live. Yes, we are live, people. All right, now you know I always get on 2 minutes early. When that bad boy gets down, we start this show. All right? So come in, hang out. The water's warm. What do I got here, man? You are going to be so freaking excited about today. I'm just telling you, man. You are going to be stoked. Stoked. I got some new Easter eggs. Yes, I do. Let's see if you notice it. Okay, we're not live yet, so we have 2 minutes. All right, I'll show you. Okay, that's my 1 minute alarm. My 1 minute alarm. Okay, we're almost there, guys. 7 seconds, Mom. 7 seconds. Oh, are we ready? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! The phone's about to go off. They're tied in almost perfectly. Wait for it. What? The 7 a.m. alarm did not go off. What in the rizzle drizzle? No way. Okay. Well, that's okay because that alarm went off. You know what I'm saying? It did. All right. Good morning, business builders. And welcome to Business for Breakfast. Well, business is the most important meal of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, otherwise known as VBG. Our goal in this on this show is to help you get 1% smarter today by unpacking business news over the last 24 hours, sprinkle with tips and tricks to help you mind your own business. All right, now, I know you guys aren't here for me. You never are, man. You're here for the morning mark. And by the way, so am I. Because what's really cool about it, there's no props required, no drinks, no gear, just you and a functioning brain. What we've got. Wherever you are, desk, truck, kitchen, job site, standing or sitting, it don't matter. Pick one thing you will finish today. Not a list, not 10, not three, just one. Now, mark it mentally and write it down. That is the line in the sand. That's the thing the day doesn't get to erase. This is the pause that sharpens the edge, the moment that turns noise into signal. That, my friends, well, the very last thing, it's the tiny act that makes business owners dangerous in a good way. That, my friends, is your morning mark. Your day's officially started. All right, my beautiful people. You drive, I die, buckle up, buttercup, and let's roll. Now, you know we always start with this day in history. And today being Friday the 13th, don't you guys want something like amazing? Don't you guys want to hear some like really cool this day in history? And remember, you know our rule together, guys. It's very simple. Yo, yo. I see a couple comments there. Oh, shoot. Justin. Thank you, sir. Toyota. Whatever that means, bro. Just tell me, do I sound good? Do I look good? Just make sure my mic and everything is on. Dialed in, playa. I love it when he's on. He's like, Toyota. Yes. Subaru. On Monday, let's do a different car brand every Monday, bro. Every day, do a different car brand. Monday, Subaru. All right, all right. Let's get into this day in history. It's going to be powerful. Just so you guys know, man, today being Friday the 13th is a day of profound discovery, from the unlocking of planetary secrets to the founding of iconic American institutions and a courageous stand against tyranny. You want to know what happened on this day in history? Also, by the way, quick little I need to remind you guys of our agreement, okay? Because we have a really unique agreement here on the show. And that is if you guys learn one thing today, or I make you smile. Okay. We have a handshake agreement. I will do that for you every day. I only request and ask that you guys give me a like and subscribe. It's our handshake deal. I'll do this. I'll give you my word. I'm going to make you laugh today, and I'm going to teach you something today. Can you do me a favor and give me your word that you will like and subscribe? Because ultimately, it's what the algorithm is like. Hey, this dude, AA Ron, he's crazy, but people dig him. So let's just keep putting him out there for everybody. And you guys know I'm like a little over 30 shows in. I think today's the 39th episode. Really, really cool. And so, but let's look at this day in history. All right. Today, 1781, is the discovery of Uranus, not the town in Missouri. Would you like to know when the year, when I'm going to find out right now. What year did the town Uranus, Missouri, get discovered? Which got discovered first? Was it Uranus, Missouri, or was it Uranus, the planet? Hold on. Oh, man. Okay, so Uranus, Missouri was freaking 2013. Dang it. Oh, it's actually the famous Uranus Fudge Factory and General Store. Yes. Okay. So unbelievable, man. I was really hoping that Uranus, Missouri would have actually been founded before Uranus, the planet. Okay. But anyway, can we talk about what else? Okay. So this day in history, the planet, right, appearing through his homemade telescope in his garden, German-born British astronomer William Herschel, and not Herschel Walker. Okay, I know where you're going with this. Not the dude that eats 1 meal a day. He's a UFC fighter. Well, was one of the greatest, arguably one of the greatest running backs in cowboy history. But anyway, William Herschel spotted a curious nebulous star. His last name was Herschel. No wonder he called it Uranus. No way. He's thinking Hershey chocolate. He's like, what can I, something like my last name, very similar to that, like Herschel, Hershey, Uranus. Got it. We're going to call it Uranus. Yep. Yeah. That dude, I was trying to figure out where the hell he got the inspiration for that name. I think we now figured it out. This day in history, 1877, the earmuff is patented. This right here. I know you can't really hear me that well because I'm covering one of my ears, but that was patented. A classic story of practical innovation. 15-year-old Chester Greenwood received a patent for earmuffs. Bro, I would love to see what this dude did, because if he's at 15 writing patents with no AI, none of that help, okay? So, frustrated by his cold ears while ice skating in Maine, he crafted a wire loop with fur pads, a simple piece of engineering that became a winter staple. Yes, Mr. Greenwood. No way, dude. Today, this day in history, discovery of Pluto. What? Discovered this day by Claude Tombaugh in 1930, but Uranus was 1781. What? Pluto was 1930? What? Okay, that's nuts, man. This day in history, Digital Equipment Corp, DEC, introduced the PDP-11, which is a milestone in computing history. The PDP-11 was one of the most successful mini computers of its era. This is 1970. Its architecture influenced almost all modern-day operating systems, including the early development of Unix and C. And then, like, if you remember the movie Internship, where he's like, C++, and they're like, so what do you mean? And it was like C++. He's like, so what do you mean by C++ in the interview? So, well, I mean, I tried really hard and got a C, but let's not even focus on that. You've got to go watch the movie Internship. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, these old dudes, get into Google on an internship, and it is mind-bendingly funny. The dude's talking about creating this brand new app, and he's like, I know, everybody talks about this Instagram thing. He goes, it's not Instagram. I want you to think about this. You take a picture, real time, and then you instantly put it on the line. And all the kids are like, right, that's actually called Instagram, and it's called online. Right, but you're not hearing me. You take a picture, but it's real time, and then you post it on the line. And they're like, hey, moron, it's called Instagram, and it's online. And so it is hysterical. If you like funny movies, you're going to dig it. All right, what else happened? 1639, Harvard College is named. Did you guys freaking know that Harvard is older than the United States of America? I didn't freaking know that. By the way, if you just learned something, we have a handshake agreement. I teach, I make you laugh, and you like and subscribe. That's our deal. That's our deal. And Justin, I swear on my life, if you don't like and subscribe this video, I'm going to murder you. Then I'm going to bring you back to life, love you, and then I'm going to murder you again. Okay, so you better get in. You are number one like and subscriber, mister. All right, now, 1943, liquidation of the Krakow ghetto. What? During World War II, German troops began their brutal liquidation of the Jewish ghetto in Krakow, Poland. This tragic event was later immortalized in the film Schindler's List and serves as a somber reminder of the Holocaust devastation. Bro, it was unbelievable. 1943, plot to assassinate Hitler fails. This date in history. On the same day as the ghetto liquidation, a group of German army officers attempted to kill Adolf Hitler by planting a bomb on his plane. The bomb failed to explode due to a faulty detonator, illustrating the narrow margin of history. Is that not insane? Like, if it, I don't know, man. Like, this is weird. Because if the bomb would have gone off, I don't know if Israel would be so well known and the Jewish people so well known from World War II and the Holocaust. If that plane would have blown, I don't think the whole world will be different today. How we envision everything would be totally different today. Wow. That's insane. I know you guys didn't know that. This day in history, 2013, Pope Francis is elected. Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio of Argentina was elected as the 266th Pope of the Catholic Church. He became the first Pope from the Americas and the first from the Southern Hemisphere. What happened to our boy? And I was born and raised Catholic. What happened is up with Pope Francis, because that dude, I'm pretty sure, basically, is he the one that bailed out? He passed away. Okay. So he passed away. What? April 21st, Easter Monday, at the age of 88. What? Wow. Elected by Pope Leo. Obviously, that's our boy from the States, on May 8th. I didn't know that. Yeah, because you have to, like, I remember the Pope that we had before him ended up going into exile and quit the Pope job. And you can't have two popes alive at the same time, meaning you can, but the world can only see one at a time. So that dude basically went into hiding and never left the compound. It's like a little mini Vatican City in Italy and kind of in Rome. And but it's not Vatican, it's its own little town. But yeah, isn't that crazy? I know you guys didn't know that freaking crap. Dude, absolutely mind-bending. Okay, you want to know what else this day in history? Since its founding, okay, no, that's not it. Okay, hold on. Timeline. Okay, here we go. This day in history, 1969. Oh, let's do birthdays first. L. Ron Hubbard. Come on, bro. We would not have Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Leah Remini, Miscavige, the amount of tea that we have had because of this amazing religion. Now, I can only say this as an outsider because I know a lot of people have been affected by it, so this is not me minimizing it. I'm just saying, because of L. Ron Hubbard, we have had so much to talk about the last few decades, okay? William Macy, bro. You guys know the drunk from Shameless, the dad, right? Today's his birthday, bro. Yes. Ooh, the rapper Common. Today is Common's birthday. Bro, he's older than me. He looks like he's in his 20s. He's 4 years older than me. He's like in mid-50s. What? Shut up, dude. Oh, my God, bro. This day in history, 1969, Apollo 9 returns to freaking Earth, bro. 10 days around Earth's orbit, crew of Apollo 9 splashes down the Atlantic. Mission was critical for the Apollo program as it was the first crewed flight of the lunar module, proving the craft was ready for a moon landing. So they had to do it first, deploy it in our lower atmosphere before we turned it loose. What else happened this day in history? No way. 1997, the Phoenix Lights. Hundreds of people in Phoenix, Arizona reportedly seeing a series of unidentified V-shaped lights in the sky. While they're explained as quote-unquote BS military flares, it remained one of the most famous UFO sightings in modern history. I swear. All those BS answers worked on us when we were morons, okay? Like, you guys know. When we were morons, okay? But now, 2026, bro, it's the year of the Great Awakening. We all know now. Thank you for the Epstein file dump. We now realize the world is ran by a bunch of Satan worshiping, human sacrificing POSs. Okay. And we also understand that there's a lot of other crap on this planet that we are not allowed to talk about or discuss or see or anything. And so the fact that we believe those are military flares that are in a perfect V shape, and somehow people believe that crap. Well, they used to believe it. Now we're like, yeah, you guys are idiots and you're lying to us again. But you want to know what the greatest day, the entire, every day there's a national day. You want to know the fun fact and the national day today? That's right. It's National Good Samaritan Day. Come on, bro. Today's Good Friday, man. This is the day of love, gratitude, and thanksgiving. It's what Friday's designed for. Everything we do today is for that. But this was established to honor the memory of Catherine Kitty Genovese, whose 1964 murder in New York led to the psychological study of the bystander effect. Yes, yeah, because basically that's one of those things where if there's a bunch of people standing around and somebody's being assaulted or violated, then because of groupthink, other people in the mind have the mindset of somebody else has got it. And it's not because these are crappy people. This is a psychological thing, okay? But dude, is that not just crazy? Today, National Good Samaritan Day, which means today being Good Friday. Okay. I want you guys to buy somebody a Starbucks. Buy the person behind you their groceries. Buy a coffee, whatever it is. But today is Good Samaritan Day. It's Good Friday, man. What a perfect way to start our Friday. This day in history, and we finish it with National Good Samaritan Day. I couldn't even have scripted that, bro. Like, that is just absolutely amazing, And so, my gosh, we have so much to talk about. So you guys know we do this show every single day. And if you want to know about what it is that we do and how we do it, you can go to accountingplusaccountability.com. We're the only accounting firm on earth that focuses and really puts as much emphasis on making sure we document what we did yesterday, but also, honestly, like helping you like for tomorrow and like helping you cash flow and making sure you're profitable and really partnering with you. We're the I always joke and tell everybody, like, when you're hiring and you're partnering with a firm, you can either partner with a firm that obsesses over your business as much as you, or you hire an accountant. That's on you, playa. And so if you guys have any questions about what it is that we do, you want to talk strategy, you want to talk about taxes, you want to talk about consulting, whatever it is, man. Accounting plus accountability, and you'll see in the upper right-hand corner is a little gold button that says Talk with AA Ron. You know that's me, playa. You can go schedule a time to talk with me, and we'll talk about anything you want to talk about today. Anything you want to talk about. All right. Now, before we get into some juicy news, I always want to preface with Good Friday, this book. And that's why read, because there's something in this book that really blew my mind, and it never left me. And I read this probably 20, 25, maybe 30 years ago, probably 20, 25 years ago. And in this book, he has one statement, and it was love, and it completely transformed my life. And he said, stop looking at every person as an individual and just start looking at them from the lens of love. And he said this little saying, and it changed my life. To each whom I confront, I will approach in only one way. To myself and in secret, I will say, I love you. Today is Good Samaritan Day. I want you to say I love you to somebody that you wouldn't normally say that to. But say it in your mind. We don't want anybody thinking you crazy, taking a loony bin as you're trying to be of good service and paying it forward, right? And at the end, I've got a phenomenal closing gratitude prayer that I want to close out. That's at the back of this book. And I think it's a perfect way for us to finish out our Good Friday. But man, look, are you guys ready to jump into some juicy news? Juicy news. Juicy news. Look, you guys all know I can't say juicy news without doing it 3 times and singing the last one and looking like a horse that has peanut butter on the roof of his mouth. Yes, because that's what it looks like. Now, are you guys ready for the news? Because the news is going to blow your face, your mind, and your head off your body. All right. Now, let's start with, here we go. This day in history. What? Bro, you know that every single day? What? Okay. There's so much freaking amazing stuff happening right now. Okay. Here's the story. SBA moves to terminate 628 firms in integrity sweep. So you guys know every single week since literally January, the SBA has been cleaning up, man. And a lot of these firms, or thousands of firms, who needed to prove that they were not discriminating, utilizing unfair DEI principles. And again, all of us are have a very, very clear understanding that diversity, equity, and inclusion, these are all beautiful words, and the meanings of them are all beautiful. But the problem is that beautiful things can be abused, and even good things with too much can become bad things. For instance, you know that if I drink about 5 gallons of water in the next 5 minutes, it'll probably kill me. Water, water. Now you get what I'm saying. Good things for you and too much can be bad things. Management, micromanagement. You know, 32 ounces of water, 32 gallons of water. They're not the same thing, bro. Same thing. So the SBA has initiated termination proceedings for 628 firms in the 8A federal contractor program. And you know that we've been talking about the 7A, the 504 programs, where everybody has to be 100% U.S. citizen. But this was after they refused these firms, after they refused to provide 3 years of financial documents. Yep. Remember we talked about this. During COVID, the government issued about $1 trillion in PPP stimulus loans, and approximately 20% of it, $200 billion, fraud. 20%, bro. I mean, don't you guys just think that literally, I mean, let's just think about it. Our national debt, our budget. Don't you think, I mean, before Doge and all that stuff, I mean, don't you think that basically everything that was over our budget, to me, has to be fraud? It just had to be. Because if you create a budget and then you spend $1 trillion over that, but you've already allocated all the money, then it has to be fraud. Where else? What else would it be? You know, but no, man. This is a big, big story because they're cleaning house. Okay, so this is a much broader audit to root out those pass-through abuses where corporate shells were siphoning off contracts meant for legitimate small business. So what this is saying is big boys create shell companies, have people on payroll that can do all the paperwork. Money comes through. And they just pass it to the big boys. And what they're saying is if you can't show 3 years of financials, then you are discontinued. And that's what's happening. They're clearing the lanes, bro. These are all fraudulent firms because if you're receiving a lot of money from the government and at literally the lowest interest that you can possibly see, and you don't give 3 years of statements, you just literally cut off your lifeline. And the only reason you would do that is because actually providing would be worse for you. That's not good, playa. That's not good. Keep rooting out the fraud, waste, and abuse. Right? Right? You want to know what else is going on in the news today, which is huge? PayPal files to launch PayPal Bank for small business. What? Bro, I don't know if this has ever been done before, meaning a bank designed specifically for us mom-pop venti shops. The payment giant PayPal has officially filed for a bank charter to launch PayPal Bank, aiming to offer FDIC-insured savings accounts and business loans. The tide is turning for us, man. Thank you. Thank you. The day of gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, Creator, for making this happen and for it to finally be seen today. Thank you. The move is designed to integrate banking directly into the payment dashboards small businesses are already using. We have so many of our clients that do PayPal, and PayPal also is like PayPal loans. So like literally they'll just automatic, like if you do a good payment standing and you got a bunch of cash flow, all of a sudden you'll just get this random thing on your dashboard that says, oh, by the way, if you can get $30,000 for a line of credit. You're like, huh? Yeah, it'll be in your account in 10 minutes. You're like, huh? And then they're like, oh, yeah, we'll just take like 20% of your deposits and pay it back automatically. And they charge a flat interest rate, not a compounding interest rate, like a flat. It'll be like 15% flat. You borrow 10 grand, $1,500. And then they'll take that like 20% of your deposits. I think it's 20 or 30% of your deposits until it's paid back. Huh? How freaking cool is that, man? This is huge. This could be an absolute game changer for us, mom and pop venti shops, and our freaking cash flow, man. Having a PayPal integrated bank would likely offer faster access to capital based on real-time sales data. Yes, dude. The reason they're doing this is because they want to give you more money. But the only way to do that is you need to have access to your bank account. Yes, dude. It's nuts, bro. What else is going on? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Bro, I can't help it, but today is such a freaking great day. Okay, ready? 20% QBI deduction officially made permanent. What? Listen, dudes, under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, ABBA, it's not the original ABBA. That one is a billion times better than this ABBA. But for a small business owner, this ABBA is not bad. But the original ABBA, way better. Just go watch me, Mamma Mia. You know what I'm talking about. The 20% qualified business income deduction is now, listen to me, a permanent fixture of the tax code. Shut up, dude. Shut up, dude. A new minimum guarantee ensures that anyone earning at least $1,000 in business income receives a deduction of at least $400. What the hell? This is amazing, bro. Here's why this is such a big deal for us, because this permanent protection for our take-home pay, we don't have to worry about this massive tax break expiring anymore. This allows us to plan multi-year investments with certainty that we'll have to pay federal tax on 80% of our business profit. So let me just help you understand what I'm talking about here. You have a $100,000 profit. By the way, this is like, when you're looking at your P&L, it's gross revenue and then your COGS and then all your expenses. And then there's a dark line underneath there as your profit or loss right there. That number is what I'm talking about. Not any of the numbers up here, that number at the bottom. After all this, that number, 20% tax-free. What? Right off. Like, it's invisible on the tax return, 20% of that profit. And by the way, this is freaking permanent, bro. Freaking permanent. You know what this means for us? Okay, easy. $20,000. Let's say it's a $100,000 profit and we just saved 20 grand. And let's say 25% probably interest, or probably that we have to pay for taxes on that 20 grand. So what is that? 5 grand, not including social service taxes, like an extra 15.3%. So like 40% of that is taxes-ish, especially if we're a LLC filed as a sole prop or a partnership. So 20 grand savings, 40% of that, half that's 10, about $7,000 saved for every $100,000 profit. Permanent playa. I know. What the hell, bro? I shouldn't be swearing on Good Friday, but I just can't help it, man. And you know I'm not talking about the Jesus Day. I'm just talking about every Friday for us is a day of remembrance, gratitude, love, gratitude, and kindness, okay? So don't be confusing with the other way more important Good Friday. But this is mini Good Friday, right? Why can't it be a mini Good Friday? It can. What else is going on in the news today? My God, bro. My gosh. Small business childcare tax credits cap at 600 grand. What? The employer-provided childcare tax credit has been supercharged for 2026, now covering 50% of eligible costs for qualifying small businesses. So the annual cap for small firms has been raised to 600 grand, which used to be $150,000 limit. Come on, man. Which meant if the individual spent 300 grand, they could get $150,000 credit. Now it's 50% eligibility for a qualifying cost cap at 600 grand. Cap was at 150,000. It's gone up 4 times, bro. Like, what? Where before 150,000 cap, 50% deduction, which is 75 grand. Now it's at 600 grand, which means 300 grand. What? Come on, man. It gets better every freaking day. Every day. Like, we already know Big Co, Little Co. Like, Little Co can never compete with Big Co because they have all the economies of scale and they have all the money, the resources, the knowledge, the tech. They have everything. And so for us mom pop venti shops, labor is absolutely unequivocally our biggest challenge. It always has been. And this credit effectively gives a government subsidized recruitment tool. You can now help your employees with childcare costs to win the war for local talent without it being a total drain on your bottom line. This is huge for us, man. This is huge. We get the deduction now. We still pay for it, but now we get to deduct it. Huge. What else is going on in the news today about 1099s? I don't know. Something. 1099 threshold has been officially raised to 2K. And the reason why this is so big for us, and when we're talking about so much tax crap, you guys know business returns are due on Monday, right? So you understand all of our accountants, all of them are going 100 miles an hour and have been all week long, and they will all weekend long to make sure that all of our business returns, I say all business returns, I'm talking S Corps, C Corps, those type of things are due March 15th. 1120Ss, 1120s, March 15th. Your personal returns and your LLCs filed as a sole prop and partnership, those are due April 15th. Just make sure we're on the same page. And when you guys file your extension, you guys also know October 15th is kind of the deadline for everything. Now, by the way, if you want help with this stuff, because you're like, I don't even understand any of this, AA Ron. I know you know this stuff and you nerd out on it, but like, I just don't know any of this stuff. I wish I could have some help. The good news is you beautiful peeps, there is help. Accountingplusaccountability.com. Accountingplusaccountability.com. Go there. You'll see what it is that we do and how we do it. We onboard 10 clients at a time. We're the only accounting firm on earth that has, we are accounting. And then but for us, we focus on the accountability, meaning helping you profit. So our clients typically see, they're usually in business twice as long as a business that's not with us. And our owners typically see a 30 to 50% higher profit margin than other businesses, because we meet every month and we discuss the financials. And we're like, hey, in a nice way, we'll say, hey, moron, your budget is $300 a month for marketing and you spent $3,000 last month. So for the next 3-4 months, you can't spend a penny. We on the same page? Cool. When was the last time you had that with your accounting firm? You don't. I know. It's one of the big things I'm grateful for is our peer advisory groups. Dude, they are just game changers, man. You get more done in 12 weeks than you will in 10 years. I mean, they're just that powerful. I've been involved in peer advisory groups and masterminds for most of my career, and they're game changers. And I've had my book 90% done, called this Mom and Pop Venti Shop Survival Guide: How to Keep the 7 Plates Spinning. The book has been 90% done for 2 years. I need the extra kick in the tail to make sure that I carry that and get it done. And so I leave in just a little over a month, April 16th, for the 3rd annual Pedaling Against Ponzi's charity bike ride, where I and a tiny micro team, we basically hit the road in Dallas, and I ride my bicycle from Dallas to Washington, D.C. It's roughly 2,000 miles, because I go the really long way around to avoid Ozarks, to avoid mountains as much as I possibly can. And but my peer advisory group, we literally just met yesterday. We meet every Thursday at noon. And it's just a group of business owners, like high capacity people, and we're all working on our goals together. And I love it because they help me. They really give me 3 things. 1, clarity. 2, they hold me accountable. So Char's the facilitator, and she's amazing. She's a life coach. And no, that cat is great. And so we have to show up every week with our deliverables. What's our action items and our deliverables, our outputs. And it's amazing. And so it holds me accountable with a protected group of peers, and there's no patty cake. And then really the 3rd thing, which is I love, it's designed to kind of be your personal board of directors, like your executive council. So they also help you minimize mistakes, especially the ones that cost us money. And if you guys would like any information about our peer advisory groups, you can go to accountingplusaccountability.com, and there's a little button in the upper right-hand corner that says talk with AA Ron. That's me. Go ahead and you can just schedule a time to talk with me about anything, man. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about, okay? We talk about accounting. You want to talk about consulting, strategy. I've had this idea for 2 years. I've been stuck. I've had this many employees. I don't know how to go to the next level. Playa, we've been there. We know, and we got you, okay? Accountingplusaccountability.com. And by the way, a lot of this stuff that we talk about on the show, there's a lot of paperwork involved. And you guys know that's literally our love language is paperwork. So we spend half our time in administrative tasks doing this for you guys. So a lot of times you're like, oh my God, hey, Ron, this sounds like an amazing, like the very next story we're going to talk about is a SBA 7A working capital pilot program. But all of the small business owners that are Venti shop owners, so 1 to 20 employees, have to spin all 7 plates of business themselves. And so because of that, a lot of times we need help with the paperwork. We are your full service small business back office provider. We help you spin 6 of the 7 plates of business. You will always spin plate 1, which is the trade. It's your requirement. We will help you spin as many of the other 6 plates, starting with accounting, as you need. We're concierge, so we do as much or as little as you guys need. But hit us up at accountingplusaccountability.com. You have any questions, we'll take care of you. Specifically, it's a perfect segue into the next title or topic we're talking about. Okay, but we were just talking about 1099 threshold, and that's why we're talking about this whole thing, because a lot of times you guys don't understand how 1099s work, and we can help you guys with that. But the IRS has finalized the 2026 reporting threshold for the 1099 NECs and the 1099 miscellaneous MISC to $2,000. Remember, for literally like 2 decades, it's been $600. And for literally at least a decade, if not 2 decades, all business owners have been stressing, is this the year that we have to basically invoice in 1099 every single human being or business we paid at $600 or more? It's been official. It's now raised. It's finalized. It's now 2K. This is huge because this is all a burden on us mom pop venti shops. It's never a burden on big co, only on little co, right? Because we have to do all this crap ourselves. Once you get somewhere around 50 team members, then you start having discretionary resources, people, talent, money to do this crap. The Venti business does not. Perfect transition, though, into the SBA 7A Working Capital Pilot Plan. Offers a $5 million for homebuilders. So the SBA is highlighting a specialized working capital pilot, okay, for local homebuilders offering up to $5 million in project-based lines of credit. What? Holy sh! What? The program can fund 100% of direct project costs, including labor, subcontractors, and material. What? Because whenever you guys go to a hard money lender, like all hard money lenders have to be freaking the F out right now because they literally have spent decades taking advantage of people that have no other option. And so they really, really, really take advantage of you on interest rate and the terms. And now with SBA 7A, you're going to be paying 4 to 6% interest with insane terms. Hard money lending, if you have decent credit, which typically to do in real estate you usually do, you literally, hard money lending basically just went out of business for the most part because of this. If you run a small construction or contracting firm, this is a project of fuel. Instead of tying up your personal cash or being stressed 24/7 because there's hard money lenders, like every single month this interest payment is paid, and you're like, every single month I don't sell this damn house, I lose profit every month. It is so much stress. It's just huge. You can now use that SBA guaranteed line to break ground sooner and manage the gap between material purchases and the final sale when escrow wires the money into your account. Dude, this is huge for us, man. Huge. 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 This is huge, people. Huge. I'm trying to sound like Mr. Orange Man. Huge, people. This is huge. What else is going on in the news today? I told you, man, you can see I'm flying through these stories because there is so much to talk about today. Normally on Friday, and maybe it's because it's like Friday the 13th, but I don't know, man. Like, usually I get this much news on a Monday because I've got basically Friday afternoon, all Saturday and all Sunday, and then whatever I catch Monday morning. But this is really, really big for us. What else is going on in the news today? No way. Section 179 expensing limit hits 2.5 mil. Dude, this is huge. So this allows small business to immediately deduct the full purchase price of equipment, machinery, and business vehicles in the year they are put into service. What? Come on, man. This is an expansion engine. One of my good friends, he's been a great client for years. David has a big manufacturing plant or business in Central Missouri, and he's got an amazing goal too, man. His goal is to be the largest employer in his small town in Missouri, which is beautiful, by the way. He wants to just have a really, really good job and give people a sense of purpose. Because the town that he's in doesn't really have much going on. It's a town of 2,000 people. I know. One of our offices is in that town. And so it's not a big town, bro. It's like a Truman Show. It is. You always hear the like 7 degrees or 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. This is like 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon. Like 2 degrees, every human knows every human in that town. But right now, he's putting an offer in on a almost $1 million piece of property. And he new equipment, machinery, vehicles. The year it's put in service, we can deduct 100%. What? Freaking amazing, man. Up to 2.5 mil. Absolutely amazing. The stories just keep getting better. I know, right? Okay, guys, for you guys in Cali, that's where I was born, man. I was born in San Diego. SoCal is my home, playa. I am equally half a Virgo and half a Leo, which means if you know anything about Virgos, they are the most critical, nitpicky people on the planet. But both of them, their sign is the sun, and so you'll find a Virgo that complains about everything, but is the happiest person alive, and then a Leo is just a happy dude. They're just happy, man. I could never live in like Washington or Oregon. I think they're beautiful, but if I don't have a few days of sun, I start shutting down. So April 6th for California storm relief. This is a deadline that's approaching. So this is a big story for you guys in Cali. The SBA issued a final reminder for California small businesses to apply for federal disaster loans to offset damage from January severe storms and tidal flooding. Application deadline for physical damage loans is April 6th, 2026. Okay. These loans this is why it's such a big deal, because it covers more than just repairs. Like the EIDL loan portion covers lost revenue if the storm kept customers away. And you guys know when you get these loans, the interest rate's like 4%. I mean, it's the cheapest capital available for those that need to recover funds from this bad winter storm that everybody had. Right. So very, very, very big news for us, mom and pop venti shops. What else is going on? Dude, there's a couple insane stories. Okay. Story number 9. I try to give you guys the top 10 stories of the day, but a lot of times, like today, I've got way more than 10. So I had to just cap it wherever it's like we need to transition to the next part of the show. But I'm just going to keep rolling. Look, and you guys know our deal. If I make you laugh, smile, even a little bit, like you're doing right now. Okay. Or you learned something, which is humanly impossible unless you're Helen Keller. To listen to the show and not learn something, okay? Unless you blind and deaf playa, okay? And if you are related to Helen Keller and you are both blind and deaf, I will send you a Braille keyboard. Just let Ron know. If you go to Accounting Plus Accountability and you go to ask a question, have somebody in your family that's brailing you this right now, just ask me, hey, Ron, I need to send a Braille keyboard because somebody wants to listen to your show and they want to feel it. Okay, cool. I feel my show too, man. So I want to feel the show too. We'll do it. But here is speaking of technology, you know that the Agentic AI becomes the top strategy for 2026 retailers. So here's the story. Industry reports from NRF and Clarkson Consulting identify Agentic AI tools that execute tasks rather than just predict data. It's a defining trend for 2026. This includes AI that automatically reroutes shipments, manages inventory levels, and handles personalized email campaigns. I mean, our entire executive team, our core leadership team, AI is used all day long, every day. Most of them use chat, OpenAI. I rarely do. I use like everything else. So for me, what I use on a daily basis is Grok, Gemini, Claude, and I think I'm going to start using Perplexity because I've seen some insane tools from Perplexity. But I mean, everybody knows OpenAI is just still fantastic, but there's just amazing ones. But this is such a huge deal. Now, you guys did hear the story about Amazon, who was having their AI do all the coding, and it basically the big thing. Basically, the AI decided it was just better to erase all the code and start over. It did it on its own, erased all the code, and started over. Yeah. So Amazon is in a pure panic. Well, I think they said they had like 1 million orders that basically got canceled out in the system. Like it was, dude, a matter of fact, oh my God. What? Is that? I literally had stuff that was shipped to our Central Missouri office. And Justin will know what I'm talking about because I ended up ordering, like it's a restroom sign, and then like a, you know, those little Starbucks door handles that when you lock it, it says like it turns like red and says occupied, and when it's unlocked, it's green. Why is not every bathroom on Earth wired like that? Like what I, if you've ever been the recipient on either end of this, it is the worst experience of your life. You go to a Starbucks, you go to any bathroom, and you just automatically do what you do. You turn the handle, and then if it's not locked, you open the door. How many times has somebody walked in on you, or you walked in on somebody? That's happened to me way more times than I can count. Both ends, and both ends cause major life trauma. Okay, like big, like micro PTSD stuff, but still PTSD. Okay, and so I ended up ordering the door handle and the restroom sign, like the generic one, and then it basically said, "Oh, it's on hold because anyway, our office just got bought and they resigned suite numbers." So called Amazon, had them do it, and they said no problem, we get that corrected, and they shipped it out, and it showed up the next day. But Amazon, I was on the phone with them, and they said, "You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cancel the order, credit back your account that amount of money, your Amazon account, and then just reorder the stuff." Okay, cool. Everything showed up twice. Yes. So literally, I'm sitting back the second order of stuff that I got, and very, very strange, very, very weird. And so I think my challenge to you is that don't automate everything. And by the way, you guys know I talk about Dan Martell like every day. I love this dude. When it comes to AI, the dude's crazy ADD. And so he builds systems for everything. And so literally, I love systems. I'm a systems guy. um, my fear is people over engineer stuff and they remove the human. Okay. And in the end, what makes mom and pop venti shops, um, the differentiating factor between mom and pop venti shops and the big boys, think the Davids and the Goliaths. Really, the only competitive advantage we have is our level of customer service and our level of authenticity. It's the only competitive advantage we have. We have a no economy of scale, so we pay the highest cost of everything on that P&L. Um, and yet you can, and I bring up Dan because literally he and I for like 2 months have been exchanging emails back and forth because he's been trying to sell me this executive coaching plan that he has. And every single email that I have, it's been AI generated from him. And again, I love systems and I love processes, but I sent him an email last night. I love him. But I said, look, dude, there's no human involved here. So, unless I can actually interact with you, I don't care about the plan. Coaching without actually being coached by you is not coaching to me. And so I very, very, very kindly and respectfully declined. But I didn't like the fact that he was like that. I didn't like the fact that everything was AI. So my only encouragement to you, use the tools, but don't allow it to take your level of service and authenticity out of your business. Use the owner, still have to be involved in that stuff, man. Okay. So don't be stressed, just understand it is what it is, and it's very, very good. But again, we were talking about this, everything in moderation is great, but anything that's overdone can be bad for you, including water. You guys know 32 ounces, great for you. 32 gallons, it'll kill you. You guys know this. Okay. So let's shift into, and this will be our last story before we shift into the Good Friday, and then we'll close out with a reframe from the late, great Scott Adams, our modern day oracle. That's his coffee mug right there. Underneath, there's a napkin with the date he passed, which is January 13th of this year. Yeah. Pops number 3. And, I think, man, I don't know, like, my pops number 1 adopted me when I was 5 years old, air traffic controller in the Navy. Just a great, great, great man, great human being. Taught me all the important lessons in life of how to be a man. That came from Pops. How to be a man came from Pops. Pops number 2 was one of my great friends and mentor for 25 years. These are all his audios. He's an amazing ministry writer. And you saw of Buddy Pilgrim's stuff. I've been a big fan for decades, to the point where these are all CDs. No, actually, I think those are cassettes. But one of the ones that he did that changed my life, everything Buddy's ever done has changed my life. But one of them was a series that he said that was how to expect without inspecting. And bro, you talk about game change and how you approach people to ask about something without them making feel like that you're getting onto them or you're parenting them. Brilliant. Brilliant. Pops number two. Pops number three, Scott Adams. Without question, I've seen every one of his episodes from 2017 until he passed away January 17th. And the last time he was on air was the day before, January 12th. And January 13th, the day he passed, it was actually his ex-wife who runs the state. They're best friends. They were. And she was on the show saying he just passed away a couple hours before the show. So we always start every day with a reframe from Scott Adams, and who is my pops number three. But particular, I always talk about Scott Adams being my pops number three, and you are going to love the reframe that I've got for you guys today. So you can't you've been hanging out with me for 45 minutes. You can't go anywhere for 15 minutes because it's just about to get good. Okay, and you guys know our deal. If I make you smile, if I make you laugh, or if you learn something, we have a handshake agreement. My agreement to you, I'll give you my word. I'll teach you something today, and you're going to laugh while you learn it. And your agreement, part of the handshake deal, you like and subscribe. You guys know it's a brand new show. That is huge support for us and this channel. So if you guys don't mind, like and subscribe, and I'll keep bringing this to you, I promise. Last story, and then we're going to shift into Good Friday because I got some good stuff for you guys. Here's the story. Silver Tsunami of retirement drive massive ownership shift. So here's the story. Economic data from March 2026 shows that over half of all privately held businesses with employees have owners over age 55. This is triggering a silver tsunami of retirement with a massive percentage of local shops either selling to new owners or transitioning to employee ownership models. Come on, bro. This is huge, man. This is the best buyer's market in a generation. If you're looking to expand, your shop might be available for friendly buyout or owner finance, legacy owner. You understand, first time in history, the kids are not taking over. Next generation and our parents, the boomers, basically told all of our kids, not really the boomers generation, because they are still third-degree black belts in manipulation and passive-aggressive behavior. So they're genius level, like I don't know, like just genius level at getting and guilting people into doing crap. Once we got to Gen X, we're like, we got so railroaded by our parents. We're like, we refuse to be passive aggressive. Okay. Now we still are for sure, but it's more like we're bilingual. Like we can hear it and we understand it and we can speak it. Okay. But we try, it's not our native tongue. Okay. But you have to understand, to communicate with our parents and our grandparents, you got to know that language, bro. Okay. And you got to be able to speak it, understand it, and speak it. Okay. And so this is a huge, huge opportunity for you guys. Okay. If you're looking to build and expand, bro, it's the time. It's the time, man. Now, what did you guys think of our juicy news? Juicy news. Juicy news today. Did you guys freaking like it, man? I knew you would. I knew it. All right. Now, I want to finish. What I want to do right now, I'm going to switch it up a little bit because I want to do a quick little reframe with you guys, and then I want to close out with a prayer from this book. And I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to love it. Okay. And again, you guys know we don't do religion here. We don't do politics. We don't do red. We don't do blue, meaning politics. You see us do red and we do blue. Red is Good Friday here and blue is Magical Monday. But we don't do politics. And we don't pick sides. And we just call a spade a spade. And this prayer, I think, will absolutely set your day, set your Friday, and set your weekend to make sure that you guys are ready to come into it for a Magical Monday. But let's talk about a reframe real quick. So let's see here. Oh, come on, bro. No. Okay. This is big. And by the way, this specifically one is dealing with cognitive dissonance, which is massive. Okay, so hang out with me because you guys are going to love this. Here. Cognitive dissonance is an illusion your brain generates to explain a discrepancy between who you think you are and how you act. For example, if you think you're smart, but you observe yourself doing something dumb, you're not likely to revise your belief about yourself. Your worldview is linked to your understanding of who you are in relation to the rest of the world. Revisiting your entire understanding of yourself would be a huge mental expense, and it wouldn't be fast or painless. By comparison, and by the way, that's why if you ever do a psychedelic trip, mushrooms or LSD, and you have and we always call them bad trips. Yes, I've done multiple trips, none of them bad. But if you are not self-aware, these trips, they're designed to remove the ego and show you who you are. And so even bad trips, like it will be bad while you're on that roller coaster for 5 to 8 hours, but once you come off, you're changed, forever changed, like forever changed. Okay. So even a bad trip, once it kind of sets and you're able to process what you experienced, it changes you. Okay. And so I want to make sure you guys understand, like, yes, it helps you understand who you are on the rest of the world. Revisiting your entire understanding of yourself would be a huge mental expense and it wouldn't be fast or painless. And that's why I said, if you do one of these trips, it's going to be painful. Okay. And it's not, but it will be fast. Okay. By comparison, it takes almost no energy to hallucinate that your dumb actions were really brilliance in disguise because, as you will explain to friends, frogs are basically dogs. Oh, shit. Scott, what the hell, bro? As you will explain to your friends, frogs are basically dogs. What, bro? Scott, you freaking genius, bro. That last part about frogs and dogs is just an example of the type of word salad nonsense a person experiencing cognitive typically exhibits, which is all true. Because when they're, let me give you a perfect example. My sis, so years ago, she left her husband, and she was leaving the state to go to a different state with another dude, to follow a dude, and specifically North Carolina. And so she is justifying to the family, I have to move to North Carolina, not because I'm sleeping with a dude. That's not why. It's because the standard of living, because she was living in Florida before, the standard of living is so much cheaper in North Carolina. We're like, right, but common sense, that doesn't make any sense. Like, logically, that makes no sense. But in their brain, frogs are basically dogs. Well, it makes sense in my mind, so therefore it makes sense to everybody else. That is literally the definition of cognitive dissonance. When you're experiencing it, you're the only one that can't see you're experiencing it. That's why I tell you guys, like, every day, you've got to have your Fokker circle of trust. Freaking Gaylord Fokker, he wasn't in the circle of trust. Okay. Remember that? Oh, Dan talked Thai. Oh, he talked Thai real good. He had the circle of trust, and Gaylord was trying to get into it. You need your own circle of trust, people that you know, you like, you trust. Sometimes friends, sometimes friend, but whenever they come to you in peace and love, and they say, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something," your job's to shut your mouth and turn off the defensiveness and say, "Thank you. I didn't know that. Let me work on that. Let me think about it. Let me process it. Let me talk to some other people in my circle of trust, see what their thoughts are." If I have 2 or 3 people saying, "Yeah, listen, play, I didn't know how to bring it up, but the fact that somebody did, no, it's true." I swear on my life, if you say, sorry, frogs are basically dogs, you understand that it's hurting you. It's hurting you. Dissonance is designed to, you think it's to protect you, it hurts you. Okay. Now, here's the fun part. How often do you think normal humans experience this weird phenomenon? If you're not a hypnotist and not a cognitive psychologist, you probably think it's rare. But if you have some experience in this domain, you see it as a fundamental human experience. And it's true. We're always in a subjective bubble of reality of our own making, one of which requires cognitive dissonance. So it isn't rare. It's the opposite. It's closer to universal. It's everywhere. Okay. Understanding this, and you will understand people. On social media, common sense suggests that political disagreements emerge from different priorities, different information, and sometimes different levels of reasoning skills. Sometimes political debates look like pure tea play with no regard to reason. It's true. That's why I've been independent for like 15 years, because I was like, wait a minute. I don't like what my side is saying about the other side. And it doesn't make any sense. And they're saying things with no information, but yet saying it like it's true. And I'm watching all these other people just like line up like sheep. And I'm like, huh? I don't think that makes a lot of sense to me. Right? But once you learn to spot cognitive dissonance, you realize it explains about 60% of all the crazy opinions you see. If you want to burst out of the cognitive dissonance bubble so you can see the world as it is, yourself included, I have a reframe that can help. I wrote this as a absolute to keep it simple, but let's agree, you are not always wrong or always hallucinating. And by the way, that's also true, because it's not like you're making up this thing that you're talking about. Part of it is true, but the part that aligns with the ego is very good at turning off memories that don't align with its perception of, of how the ego perceives you to the world. It will make you not remember certain pieces of that. It's protection of the brain. It's weird, man. Here's the usual frame: being wrong is embarrassing and should be avoided. Here's the new way of looking at it, the new reframe: fear of embarrassment forces you to be wrong. Oh my God, Scott, you freaking genius. Fear of embarrassment forces you to be wrong. Bro, this reframe for me was so powerful. If you've ever seen me out in public, you know I'm always dancing, and I dance in front of everybody. And I don't really care who sees me. One of my superpowers is you can't embarrass me. It's actually one of my superpowers, which also means I'm the first to apologize, because usually people can't apologize because the ego deals with pride. And pride says, don't. You're going to look weak. Don't. You're going to look foolish. Don't. You're not really wrong. Don't. They also did stuff wrong too. You have to understand, though, the way it works with psychology and human behavior. The one in higher authority has to go first. And so if you're married or whatever, understand that the one in higher authority has to be the first one to do this. And so you've got to be okay with being embarrassed. And by the way, Scott talks about this all the time. Usually the thing you're afraid of, most of the time we avoid, but learn to lean toward the thing you're afraid of. And usually the thing you're afraid of, because you're not good at it, you are embarrassed of doing it. So if you just lean into it, like almost like Elf, like everybody can sing. No, you can't. Yes, you can. Just sing. Sing out loud for all to hear. But I don't know how to sing. Yes, you can. All elves sing. We don't know how to sing, but we know how to sing. Just sing. I'm singing. I'm singing. I'm singing. Dude, I don't know how to freaking sing. I don't get embarrassed. It's a superpower. Your life changes when you stop caring what other people think, man. Your life changes. Okay. You see me at the gym. If you see me at the gym, I'm in the gym at least 4 days a week, especially training for this annual Pedaling Against Ponzi's bike ride. And by the way, a little plug for the event. If you guys want to check it out, I'm training. It's our third year to do it. You can go to ponzirelief.org or search on Facebook for Pedaling Against Ponzi's. And you're able to see a lot of stuff from last year. You'll see when you go to Ponzi Relief, the bike that I've got this year is a blue, I call it Batmobile. It's like a blinking bobsled. Dude, I'm like one of the few guys in the country, like in North America, that has a Velomobile, but they are mind-bending for what we do for the cause and has zero wind resistance. And so for me, it's amazing, but I don't get embarrassed. It's a superpower. That is your reframe today, okay? Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Did that track with you guys? Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Learn to be comfortable when you're uncomfortable. And you're uncomfortable becomes comfortable. Try to say that 5 times, bro. What'd you guys think, bro? Now, are you guys ready to close it out with a Good Friday prayer? This book will change your life, man. How? I don't even know if it's not even 150 pages, bro. 128 pages. Are you ready for the Good Friday prayer? Prayer to an unseen friend. It's to you, my special friend. Thank you for listening to me. You know how hard I am trying to fulfill your faith in me. Thank you also for this place in which I dwell. Let neither work nor play, no matter how satisfying or glorious, ever separate me for long from the love that writes my previous family. Teach me how to play the game of life with fairness, courage, fortitude, and confidence. Provide me with a few friends who understand me and yet remain my friends. Allow me a forgiving heart and a mind unafraid to travel, even though the trail might not be marked. Give me a sense of humor and a little leisure with nothing to do. Help me to strive for the highest legitimate reward of merit, ambition, and opportunity, and yet never allow me to forget to extend a kindly helping hand to others who need encouragement and assistance. And remember, today is Good Samaritan Day. Perfect for the prayer. Provide me with the strength to encounter whatever is to come, that I be brave in peril, constant in tribulation, temperate in anger, and always prepared for any change of fortune. Enable me to give a smile instead of a frown, a cheerful, kindly word instead of harshness and bitterness. Make me sympathetic in the grief of others, realizing that there are hidden woes in every life, no matter how exalted. Keep me forever serene in every activity of life, neither unduly boastful nor given to the more serious sin of self-deprivation. In sorrow, may my soul be uplifted by the thought that if I were there were no shadow, there would be no sunshine. In failure, preserve my faith. In success, keep me humble. Steady me to do the full share of my work and more as well as I can. And when that is done, stop me. Pay what wages thou will, and permit me to say, from a loving heart, a grateful amen. Oh, come on, bro. Whew, bro. Every Friday. That is our Good Friday prayer. I hope that that challenged you guys. And was that the best Business for Breakfast episode you've ever seen? Probably. I know it encouraged me, man. I hope that it encouraged you. But you guys know everything we talk about on this show. If you guys think that it's hard or you think it's easy, you're right. Okay. Um, the purpose of the show, I don't want you guys just working in your business. I want you guys minding your own business, right? All right, my beautiful peeps. You got the news, you got the tips and tricks. Now go own this day. My name is Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, and you guys know what time it is. Oh, you know, it's time. It's time to get to work. Kapow!